everyone. I'm Obi Young. I'm the producer for the Florida Aviation Network. Today I'm acting as your B-team host because Benji's a little under the weather after several days here at Sebring EXPO 2019. Benji, you've done a great job, and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Obi, and I'm fine. It's just the pipes. The pipes are getting a little bit weathered, but that's okay.
We've got Eugene Knott with the Batcopter coming on a little bit later, and we're broadcasting live and in the clear from the Sebring Airport during Sebring EXPO 2019. And we're going to educate, innovate, and aviate, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Yes, I can see that we're on camera, too.
Did we mention that this is live?
Yes.
So everything you see going on, and we rehearse everything that happens here.
Right. Thanks to all of our friends overseas, and thanks to the friends throughout the state of Florida and throughout the United States. John Typin, hello, John. We're glad that you're there. He works with SAFE and also with NAFI, and we had dinner last night with Paul New, who was the AMT award winner with the GA Awards a couple of years back, and we talked about the GA program and how important it is in the awards program. So if you know somebody who is deserving, or even if they're not deserving, I guess, really.
We'll determine that.
That's right.
You just turn them in. We'll figure it out.
It's a great program for instructors, for mechanics, and anybody on the FAST team to participate in, to recognize professionals as you are, Ben. Ben's got experience in the National Transportation Safety Board, Piper Aircraft, and right now you're working with Mahindra Aircraft, which a lot of people haven't heard of that. Only thing I heard about is what, trucks or tractors or something?
Well, they got to start making Willys Jeeps back in the 40s, but now they're the world leading seller in tractors.
And I guess the appropriate thing to say is, I did not know that, but actually I did.
Well, and the Mahindra Aerospace Air Van is the outfit that I work for out of Australia.
And the Air Van is real good, like for the Civil Air Patrol, where you're doing search and rescue, and up in Alaska, where there's a lot of people going out in the outback, and you need to get in and out of rough terrain and also carry a lot of cargo. So that's very appropriate. And by the way, hello, Luis Garcia with the Civil Air Patrol with the state of Florida. Good morning, sir. But anyway, and our friends with the FAA, Bob Jex and Tony Alfea, we're glad that your paychecks are back in line now, along with the rest of the people who serve us selflessly throughout the United States, all the TSA people and all the people with the FAA and the controllers and all. We're glad that we've got it settled for a couple of weeks anyway, and hopefully we'll have something resolved and we can go back to having fun in aviation. Today is our last day here, Ben. We're going to be finishing up with John and Martha King in a little while, and so he's going to be talking with them, and in a few minutes you're going to be talking with Eugene Knott, who is with the Batcopter. Can you talk just a little bit about that, or you want to save your voice?
No,
okay.
Yeah, Eugene, he's from the Tampa area, Tampa, Florida, and he and his whole family are involved with this Batmobile and Batcopter routine, and just a remarkable entertainer. And he entertains when he's in the helicopter, when he's in the Batmobile, when he's in the elevator, when he's in the restaurant. I'm not going to go any other rooms that people will usually frequent, but I'm sure he entertains there as well. But
and if you're wondering why we do this, it's because we have a lot of fun. Aviation is a fellowship organization, like we were talking with Mike yesterday. It says you go to these different shows, to Sun and Fun, to Oshkosh, to Reno, and you run into the same people, the notable quotables everywhere. But, you know, it's a good friendships that we've had. And by the way, hello to John out in California. We hope that it's a lot warmer there than it is here. It's a little chilly in Florida today. I think it's in the 60s. It's freezing for us. We're on long sleeves and jackets and everything. It's cold.
But it's a wet cold. It's not a dry cold. It's a wet cold.
But we're still having a lot of fun. Newest big thing this year, I guess, for us with the Florida Aviation Network was the RoboCam. And you'll see some of that throughout later today, and probably at sometime later today you'll see inside we've got some shots of a mechanized camera showing things inside the terminal and outside through the window, so give you a little taste. We've also got that out in the exhibitor tent so they can see what's going on in here. We're making baby steps and improving, but we want to thank the people with the Sebring Airport Authority, thanks to Beverly and all the folks that work with us, Mike Willingham and everyone, for all the support that we've had. It's important that we all work together. And there's a picture of the RoboCam there and some of the people moving around inside the terminal right now. It's we started just about 30 minutes ago, so they're just piling in for the day. I'm sure it's going to be streaming more. At one time, there were just wall-to-wall people here, I guess, when it was sort of a little inclement there later on. And I want to thank Bill. Who's that guy there? Bill McClum? Oh, you've only been working with us 25 years, so should recognize him. Bill's also on our board with the National Aviation Safety Foundation, which this is a project of them. It's a nonprofit organization, and we promote aviation and aviation safety. If you'd like to learn more about the Florida Aviation Network or the foundation, go to our website, which is floridaaviationnetwork.com, and that's where you can see the live stream that you're watching right now, in fact. And also there'll be a slideshow and slides there from all the different activities, Boy Scouts, Sun and Fun, Oshkosh, all the different places. And you're welcome to all that. It's free. There's no charge. Everything's, my wife says, well, it's not that it's free to us, but it's free to the public at large. Right, Ben? And Benji, thank you for volunteering and coming down here and working with us for 2 or 3 days. And also, you're going to be at Sun and Fun with us again this year. And Ron
Timmerman.
That's it. So it's easy for you to say.
Timmerman. It's always a Timmerman nut, but it's a Timmermans.
Timmermans. And the proper wire to use on a safety wire going through an airplane is what size?
It depends on what application. It's 041 for propellers, but it's 032.
I thought it was a size that fit the hole.
Sometimes.
Oh.
The bigger the better.
And when something's dripping off the cowling, you're allowed how many drips or something?
It depends on what the manufacturer says.
Spoken like a true Fed. You know, we used to do, what was it, Project Pre-Flight? But before that, it was
PACE program.
PACE program. And Benji would go around and take the time and go around the pre-flight on various airplanes, and they'd point out those, I call them bar facts, you know, the facts to impress everybody in the bar later at night. Little known facts, but most of the time, if you really want a good pre-flight, get with your A&P or AI mechanic and walk around your airplane to see what it's really like. Even though you're going through that checklist and you know it, sometimes it's good to have another set of eyes just walk with you, you know, to promote aviation and aviation safety. That's what we're all about. That's why we're here. We want to be safe and keep you in the air safe. And we've got just about 4 or 5 more minutes.
We have many what I call ramp stories, not war stories, but ramp stories on the PACE program that would be very entertaining. That we need to develop that sometime. And
you know, we've got another program that's when you get old, you forget these things. Plane time, that's it. You've also 2 time with. Tim Taylor. When you get old, you forget it all. Tim Taylor, but it's Plane Time with Ben Coleman, and it's about an hour-long program. We're talking about trying to do it about 3 or 4 times a year, starting once again, and it's devoted to aviation maintenance, and because he's our resident maintenance guru as far as that. And of course, we invite people in from Lycoming or Textron or Pratt Whitney or wherever and talk about aviation maintenance. It's just as important to have those maintenance safety related is to have the pilot safety related. Sometimes even more important, you know.
Particularly when things go wrong, you want to make sure everything, when you throw a switch, it works right.
Right. And for the people who are flying in 121,
the air carriers, airlines, typical Fed using regulations, acronyms and regulations.
There you
go. Air
carrier
folks.
Air carrier folks. We know that they've got a support crew that helps them be safe the whole time. In general aviation, it's a little bit more of a challenge because you're operating on your own, but you're really not because you've got the fast team out there helping you. You've got mentor flight instructors with the National Association of Flight Instructors, with people with SAFE helping you, and just go out to the airport and just talk to folks. It's a camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
That's it, camaraderie. I'll get it right in a minute. I'm from South Mississippi, so you've got to understand my language is a little garbled sometimes. But anyway, just talk to folks, and if you're interested in learning to fly or learning anything about flying, make it to events like the Sebring Expo, like the Sun and Fun, like to the show up in DeLand. What do they call Jana's show up there?
I think it's just the DeLand Air Show.
DeLand Air Show. It's in November. I'm usually in Key West when that's going on, and Dan Johnson usually covers that for us. By the way, thanks, Dan, for doing that. And thanks to all of our crew, wherever they are, for all the help that you've given with us throughout the years. We are truly a volunteer organization. We can't do it without you. Benji, I think that's about it. We normally say,
it's a wrap.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
For being here. We're glad that you're here. Mike's, thanks for working the boards. We hope we got some audio this time. Yesterday I was working the boards, and naturally you don't want to put a rookie on the boards. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the show.